Hello everyone, my name is SuperCacti and welcome back to another LEGO tank review. What we're looking at here is the experimental 12 centimeter SPG, which is a Japanese self-propelled gun. Now before we actually dive into the LEGO set, as usual I'm going to talk a little bit about the history. Sadly for this vehicle there's not a whole lot to go on about. I've done a little bit of searching on the internet and well, this is the best I got. So this vehicle is part of a project to turn the Type 95 Rogo chassis into self-propelled guns. Now this was going under the name of the Yi-Ro, but this specific model that you're looking at right here is the experimental 12 centimeter SPG. So I decided to name it that way. That way it's specifically this model, not sort of the whole family of or the other vehicle. Now, actually, when you look this vehicle up on the internet, it seems to go around different names too. Most commonly the Hero or the Hero Shah, something like that. This is incorrect. This is translation mistakes or whatever. It's just, please don't use the name. It's wrong. It doesn't even mean anything in Japanese. I think the Hero Shah, like the Shah just stands for tank or something. It's not even part of the name. So this vehicle is the experimental 12 centimeter SPG, not Hero, not Hero Shah. Now the vehicle is armed with a 120mm Schneider cannon. This is a French cannon, if I believe, but Japan had the license for this, so they built them themselves. It is a slightly shortened version of it though. So on the tank model, I decided to put a shorter one on it. Maybe later, if they continue with this program, they would have gone a larger one, but well, it is what it is. We've got a short one. That is about where it ends. We've got two photos, or at least that I could find, of this vehicle. So we know one prototype is built, but I could not find any blueprints. I don't know the interior. So it was, for such a simple conversion, it was really annoying to actually make this vehicle because I didn't really know what the interior was. So I kind of just made up my own, I guess. Now going into the Lego set itself, I've already made the Type 95 Rogo, links will be in the description. And I've just simply reused the same chassis. This time I removed the two front turrets, slightly changed the upper structure right here, and just added in this self-propelled gun mount. Now what you're seeing here, I've actually completely reused the Rogo chassis that I had built myself. So this entire bottom part is just all from the Rogo. But for this actual set, I did decide to change the camouflage scheme around a bit. I put up some renders, you can maybe see the differences. So when you build this yourself, through for the instruction manual I'm setting in ReBrickable, your camouflage scheme will be slightly different, because I've used the Rogo, the actual Rogo set chassis, instead of buying all the parts all over. I thought, just to save some money, I'll only buy the parts that I need, which were the gun and the slightly redesigned top part right here. Now the set itself has 177 parts, so it's not too big. But the main thing, as you can see, these are not Lego tracks. Now, I've pointed this out with the Type 95 Rogo review, and at that time I was using BRICKmania track links, these ones. Specifically the 1.5 stud wide track links. I think they're really nice, really good quality, and they look really good on a tank. But around this time, somebody else has pointed me out that there's another custom track Lego seller, and these are Blue Bricks track. Now they also sell them in the same sizes BRICKmania has, so that is 1 stud wide, 1.5, 2, and I think even 3. But this one, 1.5, I decided to just put both of the tracks on. You can see the differences. So the top one is BRICKmania, the bottom is Blue Bricks. I think the biggest difference, like honestly the tracks themselves, they're very similar. One thing I did notice is that the Blue Bricks tracks are slightly shorter. So on this side I have, I think it was 66 tracks for the entire thing around, and here I've got 65 or something along those lines. So here you could use one less. It's a bit more tighter, as you can see. If we rotate this around, you see that BRICKmania sort of curves around a bit nice, a bit better. It all depends on what you prefer the most. When it comes to functionality, they both work exactly the same. They run really nicely. They are fully compatible with Lego. It's just, yeah, I really recommend using custom track links. They look really nice. I think the biggest difference is whether you should buy BRICKmania or Blue Bricks. Ignoring the prices, because there's of course a price difference, which I'm not going to go into, it's all up to you. But BRICKmania is stationed in the US. They do have resellers in Europe, Asia, and so on. And I think Blue Bricks is stationed in Germany, and I don't think they have resellers. If you're going to buy Blue Bricks, and you're from the US, and you're going to be spending a lot when it comes to shipping. So it's something to think about. In my opinion, they both work in the exact same way. I think they're even compatible together. Yeah, look. So it's just completely Lego, and I've rammed off the barrel of my tank. But yeah, that's the track links out of the way. You will have to use some sort of a custom track links because Lego does not have 1.5 stud wide Lego tracks, which, well, this set does use. Now going further into the set, it is 23.5 centimeters long, which is 9.3 inches. It is 9.1 centimeters wide, which is 3.6 inches, and it is 7.6 centimeters high, which is 3 inches. So there's the overall size. Well, you see my hands too. Here's a minifigure if you really want it for scale. Now let's actually dive a bit further into the set itself. Now, so as you already saw in the beginning of the video, this does rotate around. It's a little, yeah, there it goes, rotates around. You can press down, not a whole lot, and you can also go up. Now the breech itself, it has some nice details if you ask me. I'll try to get the camera on it. So you can see you actually have a breech right here. You can have a little hole for the ammunition. You've got some sort of like lever for the added in for a detail. And also something I've added is this little gray platform in the bottom, which allows you to get a minifigure into the tank, right next to the gun. If you put his hand up or something along those lines, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can sort of have him pull on the lever or just do something with the gun. Now further, the set itself, you can take many things apart, including this entire top structure. It simply pops onto these modified plates with studs on it. On the inside, we have a small little engine. This is the same as on the RoGo chassis, because well, the entire back was completely the same. Something this set does lose, the RoGo had hatches on the front for you to put a driver in. Here, I had no room for it. And also on the photos of this vehicle in real life, I could not even find anything that resembled a driver's hatch. I don't know how they did that in real life. But yeah, as you can see, the gun itself simply is mounted on the 1x2 brick on the turntable, so it just moves around. You can even get the front plate off, although it's not really necessary on this set, I suppose. There it is. So you can get everything off the top, and then you can just have a bare chassis. You can even remove this if you want. There's also an exhaust on this side, so oh, you can't see it. Here's the exhaust. Now, the last thing we have is a small little machine gun turret in the rear. So the RoGo also had this little machine gun turret, and the experimental 12cm SPG, it also kept it. On the photos, it does not seem to have a machine gun though, so maybe they were planning to remove it. But you know, just for fun, I thought, well, let's keep the machine gun in. So let's actually put the set back together. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, how much does this vehicle cost? I live in the Netherlands, and I decided to do a quick little check. For me, it was 110 euros for all the parts, not including the tracks. And 110 euros is about $123. So it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but then again, it is 677 parts, all colored. So yeah, that's mainly what you're going to be paying for. Tracks, I actually forgot to write down the prices of these. I thought the Brickmania ones were 30-ish euros/dollars, and Blue Bricks, I don't even remember anymore. I think a little bit less, but I mean, you're gonna have to look for yourself. Now, before we end this video, we're actually going to switch over to the PC. And I'm going to show you small parts of the instruction manual. I say this every single time, and I'm going to say it again. When you're going to be buying instruction manuals, I at least think you should get a little bit of an introduction or an example so you know what you're going to be buying. I don't want to throw you out in the deep. So I'll switch over to the PC, and well, we'll see you there.
Alright, here we are. So this is the PDF file for the experimental 12cm SPG. And well, let's just go through it a little bit. So this is the first page, just a little render of the vehicle, the name of this machine, and then created by me. Again, I use my real names in these instruction manuals. Second page is always a little bit of well, extra information. So first, this uses the special tracks. Where you can buy them and what you should do. Down here, the reason why I decided to make this, so the biggest reason was I already built the RoGo, and there were chassis built upon the RoGo chassis, so why not just make this? And then on the right we have some historical photos. These are the only two photos I could find of this thing, and then down here a small little bit of information about the vehicle. Right after that you start to go into the instruction manuals. Now of course I'm not going to show everything, because you know I want you to buy this and not just copy paste from a video. So yeah, very simple. The steps are not too big. If you go over to the last step, there's this one right here. So here you put the tracks on. You can see right here 134 tracks. I did say, just to be sure, if you use Blue Bricks tracks, you can 132 is enough. So it just depends on which tracks you want, or how loose or how steady you want the tracks to be on there. And after that it goes straight to the bill of materials. Very simple. And that is about it for the PDF, really. So we're gonna round up this video. Last thing I want to do is I do have a Patreon account. So if you really like my work and you want to support me a bit more, please go over to my Patreon account, check it out, and see if you maybe want to give me a little bit of money. It doesn't have to be much. You can choose the lowest tier. It really doesn't matter. Secondly, I just want to thank I think I have one Patreon supporter right now, so thank you very much for being a supporter. Yeah, that is about it. Be sure to go over to the ReBrickable page. Make sure you take a look at this vehicle. Go down to the comments or give the vehicle a like, all that stuff. Yeah, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube account. I'll be posting more Lego sets there as I go. I've got a whole lot more things in the works, or as a thought, as an idea in my head. So stay tuned to that. Hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.